All right, top of the morning, top of the evening, top of the night, whatever time zone you are on. This is another really quick live. This is something that I forgot to share this morning, and it's the fact that the Minneapolis, Minnesota Police Department is having a wall built around itself. So, do this really quick. Hello to everyone, people in the bushes, onlookers, bypassers, regular supporters, the people who will be here and view this later. This is some information and I'm not going to stay long. Therefore, if I'm not showing the music that I forgot to share earlier, and it was the fact that they're having a wall built, should be done by now. Concrete wall. They started this morning building a concrete wall around the third precinct with protests taking place. Minneapolis, Minnesota protesters have been there all night for over 24 hours. And this is the second day. Some protesters did not leave. They stayed out all night to protest. They were there this morning. Protesters are still out there. And to me, um, that's a good strategy because police officers still need to be charged and arrested. Uh, Mayor did call for all of them to be arrested when later on. So the Attorney General and the DA's office need to do what they need to do and stop hiding out and attempting to build wall. Well, they didn't already started building the wall. It should be finished. They started this morning. And I'm going to show that video footage. Like I said, I'm not going to be on here long. Hello, everyone. This is something I forgot to show this morning. And I would have been back on here a little earlier, but I had to get myself control and get myself together. I was on the phone with one of my aunts who was born and raised in Louisiana. And I asked her, so what did you say? She said this lady had a boo-boo puff sitting on the top of her head. I said, well, what did you say? She said she got a boo-boo puff on her head. So I had to get myself control because I was laughing. And hey, Marvin, how you doing, Marvin? It's been a long time. No, see, how are you? You know what, Leo Brown? Y'all got me in a chatty mode now. I thought it was going to be quick and then off. They didn't show the 4 officers' faces on the news. Well, guess what? We already got the 4 officer faces on all the video footage, as well as their badge numbers, because in the initial video footage that one of the witnesses released, he started calling off one of the witnesses started calling off badge numbers and their names, reading them directly from the video footage. So you can just, we can kindly go back and refer to those and zoom in on it, get their names and the badge numbers. He was calling them off when he was saying, okay, number 10 whatever, that was the badge number that was on. And then he was calling their names. That's why he was doing that. Hey, Joy. I'm getting ready to show video that I meant to show this morning. I was a little hyped up. Then I had to make sure I kept brushing my hair back. I put some oil on it because my aunt who was born and raised in Louisiana, I was on the phone with her, got off with her not too long ago, and she said this lady had a boo-boo ball on the top of her head. I said, what? She said, a boo-boo ball. I said, I love Louisiana. I love my family. I said, oh, goodness, let me comb my hair. Because I don't want my family to be saying nothing to me, because they will be right in your face, just point blank, and as a matter of factly. So I tried to do the best that I could with this. Oh, you're good, Marvin? That's good. Oh, I'm doing good, Marvin. I have been sheltering in place. I have been wearing my mask. I have my goggles. I have my gloves on. Uh, I'm gonna break it down like this right here. The bottom of my shoes, because I've been listening to doctors and science, and I believe in doctors and science. I believe in that. So whenever I go into any store, before I get back in the car, I spray the bottom of my shoes. My clothes get sprayed down. The car gets sprayed down. Everything gets got Clorox wipes on standby. Bags get washed and sprayed down. I was a bleach using person anyway coming along. So everything get, closed before you can even get in this house. And I'm not trying to be funny. You have to have masks on, and your clothes, you're gonna we're not even playing it up here. Not at all. Right there at the door with masks, gloves, spray. So I'm not trying to be funny, but again, I'll be live Saturday with Alan. Tomorrow, I'll be watching somebody else live because Daniel Watts is going to be on there. But let's get to this. The police having a wall built around the 3rd precinct in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Again, it's the 3rd precinct in Minneapolis, Minnesota. They started today, so they should be finished by now. Having a concrete wall built around the police precinct due to some protesters with some rocks, not protesters with guns and ammo, with backpacks full of ammo like my state, Michigan, but some rocks. So in Minneapolis, Minnesota, this morning, they started having a wall built around 3rd precinct, police precinct, Minneapolis, Minnesota. So let me do the share on that. Let me do the disclaimer. Disclaimer, in accordance to the Copyright Act of the United States of America, sections 106, 106A, 107, and the others, fair use. I have a right to use the videos, images, pictures, and the like, as this information is now a matter of public records in accordance to the Freedom of Information Act and the Copyright in the United States of America. Hello to the people in the bushes again. Hello to everybody in the bypasses, onlookers who will stream by. The beautiful and the lovely people, again, the cantankerous people. But here we go. This does have audio. Let me make sure that's nice and good. Let me do the share on this. I'm saying here we go so you all can see. My hair is sticking up. Let me get that down on my auntie on my page. Like, your edges were sticking out. I went back and viewed your video and your edges went together, girl. So here we go. Again, this is Minnesota, 3rd precinct. They're building a wall. Who's going to build a wall? They're going to build a wall. Where they're going to build a wall? Around the Minnesota Police Department. Not a wall being built around any governor's facilities, because you have people literally threatening their lives who had ammunition, a lot of ammunition, some semi-automatic weapons. Was going back and forth with police in their face, yelling, screaming, hollering, shouting, push, shove, whatever, and really resisting arrest. Not around those facilities, but around the police facility. Let's get to this. It is what it is. Let me show the video.
So the Minneapolis Police Department is building an entire wall around the 3rd precinct. This is what they're doing. They got up this morning to build this barricade and this wall. Like, look at that. They're scared of righteously angry young people of color. This is what they woke up to do this morning. And just so you see, it starts all the way over there and it goes all the way around the precinct. Look at all this equipment, taxpayer dollars, right?
Going in and out.
See that? So they're going to build that wall all the way from down there, all the way around this building. So they're trying to protect brick and mortar and have regard for actual human life. It's
So that's her video. I'm gonna play it again because her video, she's live streaming, starts to go in and out. And what she's saying is this morning, this is the part I forgot to show. This morning, they started building a wall all the way around the 3rd precinct in Minneapolis, Minnesota. The 3rd police precinct. Let me be real specific. The 3rd police precinct in Minneapolis, Minnesota. They started constructing and building a wall around the police precinct because some protesters showed up who have been out there since yesterday. They're still out there exercising their constitutional rights. Many of them unarmed. They were, and I'm not attempting to be facetious, armed with rocks. Picked up rocks. I said my state, some different stuff. And since the group wanted to show up with exercising their constitutional rights to bear arms, understand it's a whole nother side here. We believe in showing up with our arms too, bearing our arms too, exercising our constitutional rights. Again, building a wall around what? Not the people who need to be protected properly, but the police precinct, who came out last night, and I'm not going to show it, with tear gas and everything else, because they said they're throwing rocks at us. They was breaking out police windows and different things like that. And I said, you know what? Well, let me paint a picture. Michigan, guns, screaming and hollering in the police face, ammo, Michigan, because they didn't want to stay at home or shelter in place. African-American male, and they was on his neck for 9 minutes. The attorneys have went back and timed it. And there's more video footage that they keep. Other witnesses have been sending in so much video footage now. So it is like one video footage. I said, did they just snatch him out his truck? I said, did the police officer snatch him out the truck? Because to me, on the other video footage that attorneys have, and they said they have a lot now, because witnesses have been running all type of video footage now to them. Good. So my strong recommendation, run into an incident, give it to the police. I'm not the police, give it to an attorney. Give it to an attorney. Let me not say that. Give it to an attorney. Give it to an attorney, a credible, trustworthy attorney. It looked like they snatched him out the truck. And that's my perspective. Before he could even attempt to get out, it looked like he was being snatched out the truck. So I've seen that video footage. It's good that more video footage is rolling in, but it would have been even better if he was still here on this side, because people are referring to him as a gentle giant, negotiator, one who would negotiate people down from incidents like this happening with the police. So it's really unfortunate, especially over an alleged counterfeit $20 bill. What? Let me show the video again.
So the Minneapolis Police Department is building an entire wall around the 3rd precinct. This is what they're doing. They got up this morning to build this barricade and this wall. Like, look at that. They're scared of righteously angry young people of color. This is what they woke up to do this morning. And just so you see, it starts all the way over there and it goes all the way around the precinct. Look at all this equipment, $tax right? See that? So they're going to build that wall all the way from down there, all the way around this building. So they're trying to protect brick and mortar and have regard for actual human life. It's
okay, and that's the share again. And I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna say this. I don't trust that. I do not trust them building that around the police department because I have tanks, military tanks coming in, and being on the other side with the ability to launch missiles. I just don't trust that. Am I saying it's gonna happen? No, but I don't trust it. Why? Because it's happened before. My state, a few years back, they brought a military tank in to knock down a house for one person. One. Like they were at a war. All of that, releasing tear gas yesterday on protesters, like they at a war. Shooting rubber bullets, protesters, like they were at a war. Unarmed protesters who gathered rocks when they got there. And that's not all, that's just some of them because it was thousands of people out there protesting. But in this state, I seen some protesters who were armed, straight punk some cops. That's right, straight punk. Yelling their face and everything else, and heard them say, "We hear your concerns and we understand your rights to protest," because you didn't want to shelter at home. But on this end, another person dead for no reason at all, no good reason at all. No negotiation going on here. No negotiating. I didn't see him resist an arrest. No negotiating. I have seen others from my state and other state resist an arrest, armed with guns, and watch the police not even take the gun from them after they take about 5 officers to hold him down. Still didn't get the gun up off of him. What in the world is going on? I tell you what, I'm gonna leave with this. Martin Luther King said it, he got it straight from the Bible. You will reap what you sow. This what y'all want to keep doing, America? This what you're gonna keep doing, and then people want to get their all twisted up in a bunch. Okay, want to get twisted up in a bunch when people start showing up and fighting back or doing anything back, and the protesters was destroying vehicles. They weren't even hitting police officers. It was property. Am I condoning the destruction of property? I'd rather see none, but no police were being assaulted. Another thing, police didn't even have to show up. The protesters weren't fighting with each other. They weren't fighting amongst each other. They was all civil. It's when the police show up and begin to agitate and incite some violence that it started popping up. So there you have it. They built a wall around. They built a wall around. The wall should be finished now. Building the wall around Minnesota 3rd Precinct. The number is still up there to call. The mayor came out. He has so many messages. Now the district attorney, he needs to come out and do his job, which is file the charges, bring the charges, and have those all four arrested. Arrest them. So he needs to do his job or her job, and yes, him. And the attorney general in the state need to do his job. District attorney's office won't do it. Jump progression, override what they doing. Do your job. You can bring the charges too. Don't play up in here today. Don't. They need to stop playing. They need to stop playing. Meanwhile, protesters are still out there. And right on. Power to the people. Right on. Right on. Protesting. Because somebody's sitting by, not doing their job. Don't play. That paperwork done and bring those charges. It is what it is. You either bought and paid for or you're not. You either work for the people or you don't. Now, I said I wasn't going to be long. Now, with that being said, that's what I wanted to show. You all have a pleasant evening and a pleasant night. And remember to shelter in place, stay safe. Again, to other people in other ethnic groups, do not think that this same evil would not visit your household, because within the last 5 days, a Caucasian male was shot and murdered by the police too. So no one can afford to sit by and be silent. Silence is a form of consent. Now, with that being said, for the rest of us, let's remember, and everybody else, all of you people can look up, we can get up, we can get up, we can go up. This is just a temporary situation that we're in terms of coronavirus, aka COVID-19, aka SARS-2. We will get through this. Remember to use your privilege to vote and love on your family. Stay vigilant and watch out, everybody. Thank you. I just wanted to show that. I was supposed to show that this morning. I'm going too far. I'm on here talking too much. Bye, everybody. Stay safe.